I'm Fanny, VP Product at Appcharge. And today we wanted to share with you some of the things we learned from processing more than $500 million in transaction using our web store solutions. A bit about myself. Over a decade in the product management fields, started my career in the intelligence agency, moved from B2B to B2C, and also had the chance to work on one of the most successful games in the world, Coin Master, where I learned that find the right business strategy for your game is an art. And now I'm leading the product department in Appcharge, and I'm very excited to be here today. It should be a video.
Sorry, throw some.
It's okay. You can imagine, everyone can imagine like different sound, different music. But a bit about Appcharge. So we provide payment solutions and monetization platforms for gaming publishers, for players to pay basically everywhere outside the game. This is in order to decrease Google and Apple's fees, but also to help the game publishers to maximize their net revenue. What makes us special? We are very much gaming oriented. We build web stores for gaming publishers. We are not an e-commerce platform. And this is why our web store solution, the one that we are going to talk about today, is completely white labeled. So our goal is to be an extension to the publisher's game. So since in Appcharge, we are very much player-centric and basically obsessed about the player's behavior, as part of it, we are thinking of the entire journey that the player should go through, from distribution, sharing the link to the web store, to login, to successful purchase. Everything is covered by our product. And today we wanted to share with you how to optimize this web store funnel, which we believe that is healthy for the players, will help, will create basically the best experience for your players, but also will help the game publishers to maximize the value potential of each player. First visit, why the first visit is so important? Obviously, because this is the step that starts the funnel. But in Appcharge, and in D2C in general, players are not familiar with this ecosystem yet. So it is important for us to make them aware about the web store, about the D2C existence, and about the added value. When we analyzed players' performance, we saw that 80% from first-time visitors will return to the web store in 30 days. Every UA here, UA manager here in the audience will know that this data is insane for second-time visitor. But this is here to emphasize the difference. You're trying to acquire new users to the web store, but this time they are not strangers. They are actually your most engaged players, and the potential is insane. You need to include monetization and account management in your marketing strategy, but the ROI potential is huge. So we recommend to be creative about the communication of the web store. Use in-game and out-of-the-game communication, retargeting campaigns, social posts, start collecting emails, phone numbers of your players, everything to make them be aware of this new ecosystem. The important thing to remember is that since this is a new concept, we want to increase trust with the web store. In this example, you can see our deep link feature. By clicking on the Facebook ad, the player is going to be pre-authenticated using the gaming app. This will make the web store an authorized place by the app and will increase the player's trust. In addition, the player will land in a completely segmented store. He will see only the relevant offers for him. He will see his profile pic, his name, his balance, This is also to increase this trust with this new ecosystem. The second most important messaging should be about the added value. Show the players why the web store is worth it. Use every visualization that you can in order to emphasize it. Web store banners that will represent the store discount and sale. Web-only items, so the player will see what will be the added currency in this current purchase. Sales, badges, discounts, every visual element that you can. So the player will understand that a store is a worthy place to make the purchase. Last sentence about added value. There are other ways to create added value, not only sales and discounts. We saw publishers creating special currencies for the web store, unlocking early access to content, integrating new features only for the web store, using vanity items so it won't affect their game economy, and so much more. So now we brought the players to the web store. We showed them that this is a trustworthy place. They did already the most churn-prone step in the funnel, the login. But the most scary thing for the player is to make a purchase with a new payment method in a new place. So now our challenge is to focus on the first purchase. Obviously, like in the game, it's super important to convert the player to make him do this first purchase in order to create the habit. In addition, it is more important for us because we do want the player to save his payment credentials, so the second purchase will be much easier and fluent. 56% of first-time buyers makes a second purchase. Again, this data is bigger than in the game, due to the characteristics of the players. These are your most engaged players. You want to treat them you want to give them the best experience possible. And we suggest to encourage the player to buy for the first time, to use irresistible welcome offers, because the web store is segmented and you can segment only the players who didn't purchase yet. You can go big sales, big discounts, a lot of items. Make everything you can to make the player to complete his first purchase. In addition, it is super important to keep your web store live and ever-changing. Use countdown timers and time-limited offers and availability-limited offers so the player will feel the urgency and the FOMO to purchase. The player will know that this offer is available only for the weekend. This is the time to make the purchase. In addition, seasonality can be helpful for retention later on as well. Dedicated art for Halloween, for Christmas, for Black Friday won't have any effect on your game economy, but will increase your monetization KPIs. So now that we took care of monetizing players for the first time, our focus needs to be on retention. Initially, we had the assumption that web store retention might behave differently from in-game retention because the web store, there is no main game mechanic in the web store, so maybe the players won't necessarily need to come back every day. But we saw that 70% of all revenue comes from players who return every day on a daily basis. This is why we suggest to use daily bonuses as part of your strategy. There should be a video here as well. Give the players better prices every day to encourage the consequential visit. It is super important. We see this in the data. In addition, we recommend to encourage the player to save the web store to his mobile home screen, to remind him about its existence and also to make it accessible we also recommend to incentivize him for doing so. Players who save their web store to the home screen can get 100 coins, for example. Okay, so now we completed the three first steps in the funnel. The player knows how to find the web store. He understands its value. He knows that the purchase flow works as expected. And he also knows how to come back to it. Now, this is the most important step: create the purchase habits, because 98% of web store revenue comes from repeated buyers. As you can guess, this is why it's super important to continue creating the most interesting and changing strategy that you can to encourage the player to come back to the store and to create this habit of purchase. The first tip is that there is a need to create multiple reasons to buy. In this example, you can see this progress bar. It can also work with a loyalty program in the same way. The player will gain progress in the bar by making store deposits and purchases. This is another layer, another depth, and it increases the incremental value for the player's purchase. Another monetization tool that really helps repeated purchases is the rolling offer. By purchasing or unlocking the first sub offer, the next sub offer will be unlocked. The rolling offer is time limited, so the player feels the feeling of depth, progression. He is already hooked because he feels that every purchase will bring him more value. This is an amazing monetization tool. It works in every game genre, in every game type. Another example for a feature that can help you to increase your repeated deposits is the social links. With social links, VIP account managers can share a link with their players in any distribution platform: WhatsApp, Facebook, Discord. And once a VIP player got the link, he will land on a pre-authenticated, fully segmented, and personalized checkout screen, one click away from a successful purchase. And just to summarize, we do believe that the D2C can be your biggest growth driver. Now it is the time to invest in the strategy and to make it worth and changing. Appcharge is here to help you to unlock your full potential. We're physically here. We have a booth, so come visit us. Thank you so much.